Hey up, it's Ricky here. I'm here with another lesson today, and today's lesson is for my stumpy fingered, small handed compatriots. Is that the proper word? My pals out there who suffer from the same thing as I, and that is small hands and dealing with that and how you would play in a 12 bar blues. Hopefully, I'll see you in the super chat if that's cool, and I will probably say hello. So, like I said, this is about this whole 12 bar blues thing. And what we're going to do is I'm going to show you a way around it. Now, the reason that this works is basically because I understand intervals. And intervals are the building blocks of music. So you have to really understand them to engineer your way around difficult chord grips. If a chord is too wide and too stretchy for your hands, then not all hope is lost. You can use intervals, find them in different places, and hopefully that means that you will be able to develop your stretch. So what I'm going to do, develop your stretch, not just develop your stretch, you will be able to use this to help you to play blues in any key. In any key. This is the whole crux of this, and this sounds awesome in its own right. It sounds really rootsy, really bluesy, but gives you different options to mix this up. Now, what I should do is I'll set off and I'll show you the first example of what it is that some people struggle with, and this is what some of my students struggle with themselves. And this is sort of the standard setup for a 12 bar blues. And what most people do is they'll try and play this power chord bit, and then what you're doing is you extend it up there. You can see there I've extended it up 2 frets or a whole step or tone if you want to think of it that way. So there's the power chord. This is the 5th fret, by the way. So this is the A. So this would be a power chord there normally. But when you play the 12 bar, you normally put the 2nd finger in there because that pinky is isolated from it. Now that's great because what we're doing is we're taking the root to the 5th, and then what we do is we widen, and you can see we make a wider chord by putting that pinky there. That gives us a major 6th interval. Yeah, and you can hear it's quite jarring. But it's kind of cool. Now, the thing is that if you want to really kind of make this a bit more fancy, then what you want to do is reach for this one here. This is the flat 7th. Then this is going from the 5th to the 10th fret here. So the 5th. Right. So I too, Rick, I have trump hands as well. We, some of us have them. Yeah. We don't necessarily have the beliefs. But I might get some comments with that. But here's the thing. Yeah, that is hard enough as it is. But look, that was an A at the 5th fret. Say I wanted to do that in this position here. Say I wanted to do this at the 1st fret. That would mean stretching up to the 5th fret and 6th fret. It's just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen with my hands. And sometimes what happens is I get students who have done a lot of manual labor during their life, and they're older hands, so this is like for older students, maybe with hands that have been ravaged by manual labor and hard work, and that's just a fact. So essentially doing anything like that, it's just not happening. But I have a way around it for you. And what it is we redistribute the hand shape. Now, look, the hand span here, Rick, it might work for you. Just trust me on this. Here's what we're going to do. If we look at this idea here, we've got the root and the 5th there. And remember, this was the 6th. What I'm going to do is I'm going to transfer that to an easier place on the fretboard. Now, I did a video that was basically all about a little hack. If you want to take a note and you want to find it on the next string south, what you do is you -5 when it's between the A and the D string, or any of the strings that are fourths. So if I take that -5, that's 9 -5. That gives me that same note, That's an F sharp, by the way. So if I look at that, take that there, I get the same notes here. Now this, if you can handle a G chord grip, then this is a doddle. The only problem is I have to mute out this thin, thick A string here. So I go, and then I can put that flat 7 just underneath there. Yeah. Now, if you get good at this, what you can do is you can pivot. You can hold the power chord between your second finger and your pinky here, yeah? Now, I don't know about you, but does that look way easier? Does that look super easy way to do that? There's no stretching involved. There is maybe some pivoting on that finger, on that second finger there. But, you know, equally, you could go... break it up into 3 parts. Now, here's the cool thing. That, like I said, what about down in that first position, that F, doing it on F? How could we do that? Well, look. That note that we're looking for, that 6, if I think about it, it's this D here. That's the 5th fret. 5 minus 5 is 0. So we're going to utilize the open string. So I'm muting the A string here. I'm fretting at the 1st fret here, and I'm ringing the open D string and get that flat 7 here. Hang on. So watch that. That's easy enough for you to get your hands around. If it's still a stretch, use the pinky there. Yeah, so that means any position then becomes fair game. But imagine somebody says blues in G flat, and you think to yourself, man, I'm stuffed, I can't do it. There's no way to do this. So if I just get my little drawing out here, just show you. So what we essentially do is we take that 6, we take that flat 7, and we transfer that over to here. It does mean using 3 strings to make this happen. It does mean that's what has to happen. I like the fact that Louis just said, I can do that. And that is what it's all about. Because the thing is, you know, when you're learning guitar, a lot of things can make you feel bad about your progress. And anything that you can do to make it easier for yourself is amazing. But if you've seen my grid video, right, watch the grid video and you will really get to grips with this, and you will be able to play blues in any key, because the grid video shows you where chords 1, 4, and 5 are. I'm going to do that now. So, say for instance, it was a blues in F sharp or G flat. We'll call it G flat here. I know from using the grid that this is the root note for chord 1. I know that this is the root note for chord 4. And this is the root note for chord 5. Yes, so that means I can go chord 1. Yeah? Now, here's the kicker. It moves down a string set. So I can use it there on chord 4, move that finger up, following that little L, the L shape that's in the grid there. Remember, it's the L7 thing. Yeah. Yeah. So, right. So we take that there, and then I put this here again. Yeah. Now, granted, it's not the normal way of playing a 12-bar blues to do this kind of thing. But as long as you make the sounds, as long as you make the right noises, it's going to sound good. If you put the spirit of the music in it, then it's going to sound good. But the cool thing that I like about this, the options that it gives you, is that this can be a bit more rock and roll. So, for instance, if I want to take this and say I do this at B flat, yeah, so I'm going to get a little. Does this make sense, guys? No position is inaccessible. You can get to it all. So this is one of those key things that I think that you should just try it out. Make sure this works for you. It means you can jam with your buddies when we all get out of this quarantine situation. Anyhow, guys, if you feel that this has been a valuable lesson, make sure you hit that like, drop a comment, hit the subscribe if you're not already subscribed. And actually, you guys in the comments, I can see you there. Thank you as well for chiming in. It means the world to me. This is my daily dose of sanity as well. I know I really enjoy teaching it. And thank you for all the emails and the messages that you guys have been sending me as well privately. It means a hell of a lot. I can't say that enough. Anyhow, till next time, see you later. See there. Take care. And, you know, it's not going to learn it by itself. So pick it up. Pick your guitar up. Play it. Stay safe.